guys, this is Lamise.
This is Myra.
It's our first time doing the audio together. We're here to bring you our 2019 year in review.
This is not scripted, so...
Yeah, apologies if we sort of talk all over each other. Okay, so basically this video will just summarize the biggest events that have influenced our art this year.
Starting off with making our YouTube channel and actually making videos for the first time.
Yeah, I think we both had to learn a lot to get to this stage where we're at now. And this was actually especially handy for when we traveled to Europe a couple of months ago. Has it been a couple of months?
Yeah, I think it's been like 3 months now.
Okay, wow. Time flies. Yeah, and basically went to Europe and we brought back a whole lot of inspiration and art supplies. Back in February, I went to New Zealand for a week, and it was a good opportunity for me to take some of my travel supplies and to paint on location. So all these scenes that you're seeing now, I had the chance to stop, take out my sketchbook, and then just jot down some ideas, some color swatches, which I basically now use. They're my colors of New Zealand, and you may see them in the future in some oil and water paintings. I think you may have seen this footage previously in my travel kit video, and you can see here exactly what I did. So some pencil sketches on location and some quick water paintings.
Here we decided to make a second colouring book.
Yeah, that was a pretty big accomplishment because a lot of work goes into these. We basically have to get together, print everything, seal everything,
Cut everything.
by hand.
You can see how finicky it is. It just takes so long.
And can I just say that wax really hurts if you get it on your fingers, because I actually got some on my finger and it's still actually bruised even now.
But look how beautiful it looks though. So in August we took a little road trip down to Canberra to see the Monet Impression Sunrise exhibition.
Which is a bit funny because not 2 months later I was in Europe basically seeing the same paintings all over again. I also actually went to Monet's house. This has always been on my bucket list. Took about 1 million photos to use for my own paintings. But yeah, it was almost like this year has been a Monet year. I've just seen so many of his pieces. Okay, so when did I go to Europe? I think it was...
I went around like October.
So I went in September.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went straight into London where my best friend, her husband live. And as per usual, my first stops are always the galleries because I need to go visit Turner, who's my favorite artist. So yeah, I think it was the National Gallery and then the Tate Britain. That's where I spend most of my time, and I'm always sort of going back. Did you go when you were there?
I didn't have time to go to any of the galleries.
Well, Tate Britain is definitely well worth it.
Yeah.
The only annoying thing is when I got there, all the pre-Raphaelite pieces were gone. So I've seen them before, but they were not there. Turns out that they'd gone to Milan for an exhibition, which was sort of funny because I was going to Milan eventually. So I ended up seeing them there. So this particular painting, it's called The Annunciation by Hacker, I think his name. That was probably one of my favorite paintings. And finally, I'm just showing you here the old Royal College Chapel. I think they just finished painting that.
And I don't have any footage in London because that's when my phone got stolen. Yeah. So yeah, not cool.
Not cool. So after England, I went to France. I don't remember the last time I was in France. I was really young. So I spent about a week in Paris, and from there I did a few day trips. I think the highlight was the first few nights where I got to see the Eiffel Tower. That was actually really cool, that boat ride. They intentionally went later so we could see the sparkling lights. And then we went to the chapel, and actually I loved the chapel so much that we went back to see a night symphony. I think it was like a string quartet in the chapel. It was brilliant. And later on in the week we went to the Louvre, and I have a lot of feelings about the Louvre. They're not good feelings, to be honest. I'll probably get into that at a later point. But I guess it's just one of those places that you have to go visit. Okay, so Mont Saint-Michel was actually a place that I was definitely going to go to. I've been wanting to go ever since I sort of knew of the place, and that was when I was really young, because my parents had a key holder from there, so every time I put my keys back after coming home, I'd see it. And Strasbourg was just a random choice, and I'm really glad that I ended up going. It's really picturesque. I spent a couple of days there just relaxing and taking photos. Okay, so I have to say Florence is my favorite place in the entire world, and I was always going to go back. And the funny thing is, that's where Myra and I ended up meeting.
Yeah, so we actually started our trips in the different countries.
Like opposite direction, right? Yeah.
Like I started off in Rome and then met Louise in Florence.
Exactly, yeah, it was quite funny.
It was really cool. We were actually here, like at this very moment together.
That was well worth it. And then I made my way to Rome. So Myra started in Rome, and I started in Milan and made my way south. I've been to Rome before, but honestly, you can't ever see enough of that city. So this was, I think, the Galleria Borghese, where a lot of the Bernini statues are. And this is the La Scala. This is actually in Milan. It's the opera house. I went to see an opera there. It's sort of something that was on my bucket list. And honestly, every cathedral that I stumbled upon in Rome, I went inside. So I couldn't tell you which one this is. But if you're in Rome, don't miss on any of them. Just walk in.
And like most of them are free entry, aren't they?
Yeah, they are actually. I think Rome they are. Some cities are and some cities aren't. That's
interesting.
Weird thing. Yeah. And these are just some photos. Okay, I have to talk about this statue. I absolutely loved her.
We actually bumped into each other in York. We knew that we were going to be in York, but
at the same time.
Yeah, but we weren't there together. Like I was there.
And we didn't plan it, did we? We were in the shambles, and I remember telling my friend who I was with that I'll likely bump into Myra, and then I turned around and she was there.
And now we're back in Sydney.
Yeah. Back in Sydney, straight back into oil painting, trying to use everything we learnt in Europe to see if it actually improves my techniques. And then the last highlight of the year was the Canaries Christmas market, so we actually had a stall there. And at the same time, I was taking part in a group exhibition called Summer Vibes at the Space Gallery. So I won't tell you which one, but one of these paintings is mine.
You have to guess which one.
Yeah, exactly.
Comment below. So thanks for watching, guys. We hope you liked this video.
And yeah, please like and subscribe just to support us and help us grow the channel. And if you do have any questions, just leave a comment down for us below.
See you guys next time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Happy New Year.